Hey everybody, Brett here, and day 7 of my Carnivore Reset. And day 7 of Carnivore Reset, day 147 total of me doing carnivore. And another day, and today was definitely a carnivore day. Started out the day with a weigh-in, like I always do. Came in at 255 even. So down 0.2 pounds from yesterday, which was the same weight that I had the day before. So kind of stagnated a little bit here the last few days. Had not a perfect carnivore day on the 4th of July. Had not a perfect carnivore day yesterday. So kind of should expect to have a little bit of stagnation with my weight loss. I'm not super concerned about it. This isn't something I expect to happen overnight. It's going to take another 6 months, 6 months minus a week, for me to hit my goal. So, my next big goal is the 190. The goals along the way, I haven't decided on everything, but I want to get back to 250. Once I'm at 250, that's when I'm going to kind of set my next mark. But yeah, so 255 today. But like I said, it was a good day for carnivore. So I had some bacon and mozzarella cheese omelet this morning. So that's what I made for a breakfast. And it was a true breakfast time, 9 o'clock. I think it was 9 o'clock, or just after 9, because it was, I dropped off my dogs to the groomers this morning at 9 o'clock, and then came home and I made breakfast for my wife and I, and that's what we had. So, did that this morning, and it was a pretty large omelet, to be honest. The bacon was shared, a pack of bacon was shared between my wife and I. I did 3 eggs and probably a quarter cup of mozzarella cheese. So it was a pretty good size omelet. Now, throughout the day, didn't eat anything except for, didn't eat anything throughout the day. Drank water, tried to drink a fair amount of water. And then I had one of my non-alcoholic beers that I'd purchased for July 4th from Fremont Brewing. It's an orange wit. So I'm sure it's got some carbohydrates in it. I don't know exactly how much, but I did drink that today. But again, no alcohol. So I feel like that's going to be better than if I had, a bourbon or a regular beer or something like that. So, but I did that today. And then for dinner, my wife had purchased a couple of tri-tip roasts a couple of weeks ago. We bought them and we threw them right in a freezer. It was our Costco rebate weekend where we were spending all of our Costco rebate money. So she bought the tri-tips because I had wanted to do that a couple weeks prior and we didn't just because of budgetary reasons, but did them and cooked them tonight and they were amazing. Just a salt and pepper on the meat itself. She seared them in a cast iron skillet with some olive oil and minced garlic. And that was it. And then we threw them in the oven for 15 minutes, I think it was. They're about 1.5 pounds a piece. So about 15 minutes in the oven. Perfect. For 425 degrees for 15 minutes. So, came out really, really good. We're going to do these again. We've never done a tri-tip roast before. So we are definitely going to cook them again. I do want to try smoking it. I was going to smoke it today, but I had to run out. I got some information related to some dive training that I'm trying to do. And so I got the information. I had to run up to the shop and kind of do some paperwork and get some things lined up. So, ran out for that. And then we're getting our little dogs some training. So signed up for that today too. So had a busy afternoon. So I didn't smoke the tri-tip. But I had that for dinner along with, excuse me, along with some shrimp left over from the boil yesterday. So I brought home some shrimp, some sausage, and then we also had sweet potato, regular potato, onion, whole garlics, and I feel like there was something else in there. Oh, mushrooms. Now, I was getting stuff out of those leftovers to heat up for my wife. And she was going to have some potato, some sausage, and garlic and mushrooms. That's what she was going to have. And while I was getting it all ready, I was like, you know what? I'm going to cut a little piece of potato off and I'm going to eat some potato. Not a big deal. Just a little piece of potato. And I cut it off and I had it in my hand and I was about to put it in my mouth and I realized, I'm like, this is why I am not doing as well as I want to, because of things like this. So I had that craving. It was in my hand, but I did not eat it. And that's why I do this too, because I want to talk about those issues and admit them to anybody who's listening. So that I got to be honest with you, be honest with myself. So that was a craving that I had. I had it in my hand. I was about to eat it, and I chose not to. Excuse me. So I made the right choice, obviously. Now, one would argue that the non-alcoholic beer that I had earlier was a wrong choice, and it theoretically it is. It in the grand scheme of everything, it is. But also, in the grand scheme of everything, it's a lot better than the bourbon that I wanted to drink. So, made a better choice. Not a perfect choice, but a better choice. So I'm hoping tomorrow I'll see some result. I don't know. Yesterday with the boil, it wasn't terrible. As far as non-carnivore, it was probably it was probably a pretty good keto meal, to be honest with you. But it wasn't perfect. So we'll see. Now, I'm not going to hit my 250 by tomorrow, unless my scale was off today, which I don't think it was. I can't imagine being at 250 tomorrow. So I'm going to set my 250 mark for the end of the week, for Friday the 12th. So when I wake up in the morning on the 12th, I want to be at least 250, or at most 250. And then from there, I'm going to determine where I put my next marks. And I don't know if I'm going to just make the next mark a 240 or maybe it's a 230. But I'm going to make another mark, drive towards that, buy a date, and then do everything I can to hold to it. I'm going to talk to the wife about what we have coming up as far as any kind of events. And I'm going to set a plan for doing another lion, do another 4-week run for lion diet. So I don't know if that's going to start at on Monday next week, which is what I think I'm going to do. Because we're going to, I just recently had a birthday, and we always go out to dinner for my birthday. The whole family goes out. We were in Cozumel during that, so we did not do that as a family. And this was a busy weekend, so we're going to do it next weekend. And we're going to go to Rodizio Grill, which is a Brazilian steakhouse, which is meat galore, as far as I understand it. Never been there before. Always wanted to go, and they told my wife. I said, "Yeah, that's what I want to do for my birthday dinner." So that's what we're going to do. And so that'll be on Sunday. And I know that I'm pretty sure that's not going to be all beef. So I think I'm going to start lion on Monday, which, if you don't know, is all beef all the time. Beef, salt, water, basically. There's some other types of meat, but it's basically ruminant meats, which is grazing animals. So beef, bison, I think deer count. But I basically just eat beef for lion. So that's the current plan. 250 by Friday. Start lion on would that be the 15th? the 15th of July. And that does mean that I will be doing Lion during a camping trip. So that's going to be just a little bit tricky, but shouldn't be terrible. Burgers are pretty easy on a camping trip. And burgers, jerky, beef sticks shouldn't be too bad. So that's where I'm at. Again, this is day 7 of the reset. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. Comments are great. I do appreciate comments. I like interacting with everybody. And yeah, give me a thumbs up on the video. That's all I want to talk about today. I will talk to you tomorrow.